Morning, all my friends. It's Miss Amber. I'm back in the classroom, and today is Wednesday. On the calendar, we're going to be learning about and reviewing vertebrates and invertebrates. Invertebrates do not have a backbone, and vertebrates have a backbone. We are vertebrates. If you feel behind your back, you can feel your backbone. But before I get into the lesson of categorizing vertebrates and invertebrates, I wanted to do the calendar, the weather, and sing the good morning song. So let's take out our calendars. Okay, you ready? Today is Wednesday. Let's start with the days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and let's begin again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, what comes after Tuesday? Wednesday. Okay, so let's count our numbers. 1, 2, and today is 3. Today's Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020. Great. Now let's take out our weather chart for this week and let's sing the weather song. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather? All our friends. Is it windy? Is it cloudy? Is there rain or is there sun? Okay, let's look out the window. It's another sunny day, but there's a little bit of wind, so I'm going to put a sun in my sky. And I'm going to do a blue sky because there's not very many clouds. But I do see wind, so I'm going to draw little lines for like wind. It gets windy in Foster City because we're by the water. Okay, so for today, June 3rd, I put windy day. Okay, so now let's sing our good morning song. Good morning, good morning, good morning, all our friends. We love you, we miss you, please sit down, let's begin. Good morning, good morning, good morning, all our friends. We love you, we miss you, please sit down, let's begin. Great. So I brought a rug out and I have this work from the zoology shelf, and it has vertebrates, which remember are animals that have a backbone. So here. And it has invertebrates, which means they do not have a backbone. Okay. And I have a bunch of pictures of different animals, and we're going to decide and categorize them between vertebrates and invertebrates. Okay? So let's see the first picture. Squirrel. Squirrel has a backbone. It's a vertebrate. Child, like you and like me, humans have a backbone. We could feel it in our backs. Vertebrate. Starfish. Invertebrate. No backbone. Lizard. Vertebrate. Sometimes you can see the line on the animal that has a backbone. Hummingbird. Vertebrate. It has a backbone. Let's see what other ones we have. Clam. Invertebrate. It does not have a backbone. It has a shell to protect itself. Invertebrate. Penguin, our marine bird. It has a backbone. Vertebrate. Tarantula is a type of spider. It does not have a backbone. It's an invertebrate. Spiders have an exoskeleton, which is usually made of cartilage, but it's not made of bone, so it does not have a backbone. Centipede, no backbone, invertebrate. Grasshopper, An insect that does not have a backbone. It has an exoskeleton like spiders. So invertebrate. Frog. Frog has a backbone. Here. Vertebrate. Clownfish and most fish have a backbone, so they are vertebrates. Mosquito. It's an insect. Invertebrate. They have an exoskeleton, not a backbone. And last picture, earthworm. Earthworm does not have a backbone. It's an invertebrate. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vertebrates and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 invertebrates, which means we know we did the activity correctly because there's equal parts, vertebrates and invertebrates. Okay, now I'm going to clean up, but before I do, I'll show you each one again. Vertebrates. Squirrels have backbones. Children have backbones. They're vertebrates. Lizards are vertebrates. Hummingbirds are vertebrates and birds. Penguins and marine birds are vertebrates. Amphibians, like the frog, are vertebrates. And clownfish and most fish have a backbone, so they are vertebrates. Okay, now let's look at the invertebrates, which means they do not have a backbone. Starfish do not have a backbone. Clams, they don't have a backbone, they have a shell, so they're invertebrates. Spiders, invertebrates. They have an exoskeleton, but not made of bone, invertebrates. Centipede, invertebrates. Grasshoppers, like most insects, have an exoskeleton, but they do not have a backbone. They are invertebrates. Mosquitoes, another insect, invertebrates, no backbone. And earthworm, no backbone, invertebrates. Okay, so that's the categorizing vertebrates and invertebrates on the zoology shelf. Vertebrates mean they have a backbone like you and I, and invertebrates means they have no backbone. For the activities at home, there's going to be some vertebrates and invertebrates sorting, and you can draw pictures and coloring them too. Okay, before I let you go, I wanted to read this story. It's one of my favorite books, Where the Wild Things Are. A story and picture by Maurice Sendak. This was given to our school by a child that used to go here, Jack Spillner. Okay, Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Mischief means he's being silly. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. Look, on his boat it has his name, Max. and in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Look, he traveled so far. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and they gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and he tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Like a party. Let the party begin. They're hanging from trees. They're marching. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely, and he wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. That must have been what he smelled. And it was still hot. The end. Okay, friends, I hope you enjoyed reviewing vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates have a backbone, and invertebrates do not have a backbone. And I hope you enjoyed the story. We miss you. Bye.